Hey guys, how you doing? Okay, as I mentioned in the previous videos, we're doing all the videos in ASMR going forward, okay? So if you don't like ASMR, too bad because you're stuck here. Just kidding. Hi guys, how you doing? All right guys, so today's video is going to be more for actors because I'm going to talk about what my experience with my old agent was and why I left her and why I left a bitter taste in my mouth about agents, okay? And what you guys should actually know before you go ahead and sign any contracts or get with an agent, okay? So without further ado, let's get started. Let me expose my dumbness to you guys. And you know what? I'm not going to call myself dumb because this is just stuff that people take advantage of you because you don't know any better when you get into the industry. So here we go. Before we continue on with the video, I want to do a little ad interruption to talk about Self. So Self offers credit building loans and offers credit cards as well, which are geared towards people that are either trying to establish new credit or they're trying to repair and build credit that they might have messed up in the past, because we've all done it. The way their loans work is you choose an amount that you want to put towards the loan every month. So whether it's $25, $30, $40, the lowest you could choose is $25. And every month you pay towards this loan, and after a year, you can withdraw the money that was in there. So it forces you to save while also building your credit, which is great. So if you're one of those people that struggles with, credit card management and just money management in general, Self might be a great option for you. I like to look at it almost like a savings account that helps you build your credit. And unlike just getting a secured credit card, with the Self loans, it comes on your credit report as an installment loan. So then that helps to diversify your credit profile, which in the long run will help you. So highly recommend you guys to check out Self. They also offer credit cards that you can apply for. But yeah, check out Self if you're trying to build your credit. All right, with that being said, let's go back to the video. A little background for those of you guys that don't know. My name is Ismeli. I am an actress. My last thing that I was in before I decided to fire this agent, or not fire her, just not renew my contract with her, was I was Kalinda on Games People Play on BET. I died, and then I came back, and then I died again. Technically, I didn't come back. It was just a lot of like flashbacks and stuff. Anyway, so I moved to California in 2015 to pursue acting, and I did film school and stuff like that. And I finally got an agent in 2017. It was 2017. When I started to really pursue acting, and okay, I want to start auditioning now and stuff. So all right, sorry, we had a little technical difficulty, but we're back. Where did I leave off? I left off where we were talking about my agent. So to continue on the story, I got my first agent, I believe it was in 2017. I drove all the way to Bakersfield, and I used to live, where did I live at that time? Chatsworth, I believe. Chatsworth or Northridge. One of the two, I don't remember. And if you look on the map, Northridge and Bakersfield are about 3 hours away. So I drove pretty far over there because I wanted an agent, and I had a meeting with one, so I took it. And that right off the bat was an interesting experience because they didn't know what the hell they were doing. I mean, it was Bakersfield, so I think I should have known better, but you live and you learn, guys. Anyway, so I was with the first agent there for maybe like 2 months. Then she left, and then they transferred me over to a different agent, right? And that agent turned out to be my agent until up until about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, right? And while I was there, she was doing her job, she was doing her thing, but then she decided to open up her own agency. And that was probably like 3 months, maybe 4 months into me being with her. Right? So right off the bat, I went through 2 agents. Yeah, 2 agents from the start. Anyways, I went with her because she was getting me auditions, and I'm like, sure, let's go, let's do it. Everything was cool. Everything was dandy until I booked the BET show, right? And the BET show was my first union job. Because I had done a commercial that was supposed to be union, but it wasn't because they were on strike. Yeah, ridiculous. So I actually booked a Super Bowl commercial, maybe 4 years ago, which I should have made a lot of money for, but I didn't because they were on strike, and it turned out to be a non-union commercial, even though it should have been union. Anyways, that's a whole different story that I don't want to talk about. All right, so for those of you guys that are not
aware, which I hope you are, especially if you're trying to be an actor, or if you are an actor, you should know this stuff. But you have union and you have non-union, right? Non-union, anybody can work it. It just means that you're not represented by the SAG-AFTRA union. So if anything happens, they cannot represent you, right? You're pretty much on your own. Non-union people can get paid whatever, it doesn't matter, as long as you negotiate your own stuff. It does, whatever you agree to work with, that's what you're getting. Versus union, you're protected by the SAG-AFTRA union, and if certain things are not fair, they're the ones there to protect you and fight for your rights and all that stuff, right? So now that that's out of the way and that's clear, when you sign with an agent, at least the way I sign with my agent, you have terms, right? You have how much they're going to make off of non-union work, and they have terms of to how much they're going to make on union work, right? Non-union is 20, when my contract at least was 20%. Union was 10%, which is kind of standard, regular, right? Here's the thing though. When I got the show, I was still non-union because the show was technically my first union project. And you don't have to become union until you get a certain amount of vouchers or you become a must join. Do your research on what that means. I'm not going to give you a lesson on this. But with the show, I became a must join. When you become a must join, you must join the SAG-AFTRA, and you pay $3,000 to join the union, and then you pay yearly dues and all that other stuff. Super expensive to be an actor when we're all freaking broke, dime. Anyways, can you see on my face that I'm not very happy about where the story is going? I was under the impression that because the show was union, despite me being union or not union, the show was union, I was only going to give her 10%. But no, when the checks came along, she said, no, I'm going to get 20% plus the 10% from production because you're still non-union. And I was like, no, that's not what we agreed on. And my contract was very, very, very basic. My contract was 1 page long. I'll try to find it and see if I can maybe like insert a picture of it here. If you got a contract like that, run from it. I showed that same contract to a manager that's been in this industry way longer than she has and is with a bigger management company, and he laughed in my face. He was like, bro, what, you signed this? I was like, yeah, I ain't know any better. Anyways, we went back and forth. I was like, that's not how that works, but she's like, well, that's what it says in the contract. The contract was very vague, so it's pretty much open to interpretation. And because she's not a SAG-AFTRA franchised agent, she can pretty much make up her own rules because she doesn't have to work under SAG's regulations. So when you're looking for an agent, make sure you know if they're SAG franchise or not, and just see how it is that they work. Ask around, because some people, they will cheat you. Some people will have, morals and standards, and some people just want money. So anyways, again, bringing it back. So she told me, well, I'm not SAG franchise, I don't have to follow SAG's rules. So that means even if I was union, she doesn't have to follow other rules because she is not franchised by them. She is not under the regulation. Does that make sense? So if I ever wanted to sue her or anything like that, I would have to go through a whole different court system and a whole different system in general. Which is a pain in the butt, because that's what I pay SAG to be able to take care of this stuff for me, but they can't because she's not SAG franchised. But yeah, so a little FYI for any actors that are trying to get agents, make sure that is very clear. The union versus non-union stuff. How much are you making if I'm union, if I work a non-union, or whether I work a union show, how much are you making? And make sure that it's clear from the very, 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 very start, so that it can't be open to interpretation later down the road. Make sure you get it in writing as well, because people will change their words, and if you have no proof that they said something, then you can't do anything about it. And another thing, right? So let's bring it back a little bit in terms of like the contracts and percentages and stuff like that. So based on SAG-AFTRA union's website and all the regulations and stuff, if production gives the agent 10%, which some productions will, most productions will, they are not entitled to an extra 10% from you. That's called double dipping. But my agent, my dear old agent, she double dipped, triple dipped, 4 times dipped, whatever many times you want to call it dip, because she got, not only did she get 20%, right, instead of the 10%, because it was a union show, but she also got the 10% from production. So technically she made 30%. Okay, 30%, because the 10 from them and then the 20 from me, when technically she was only supposed to make 10%. But again, you live and you learn. Make sure you do your research. Make sure you do your due diligence. due diligence. Make sure you do your due diligence and you know how things are supposed to work, and only work with people that are moral and they work by the rules and they know what they're doing. That's another thing. Let's talk about that, right? So again, she was fairly new to the talent management scene, at least from my understanding, right? Remember, bringing it back, I was with another agent. She joined that agency. I was transferred to her. And then after like a few months, she was like, I'm going to open my own agency, right? I don't know what her history was before that. I was just transferred to her. But one thing I noticed is with the show, there were certain things she was not very good at negotiating. Like, for example, during the show, I did my own stunts. I was supposed to get paid more because of the stunts. And when I told her about it, she was like, oh, well, you should have told me why you were on set before you did it. Now it's too late. No, it's never too late. If they owe you something, they owe you something. They didn't have to hire a stunt person for the majority of my stunts. Technically they did for a part of it because I was getting thrown on the stairs, and I was not going to do that. But for the rest of it, I pretty much did my own stunts. So she was supposed to negotiate that, and when I told her about it, she was like, oh, well, it's too late to do it now. It's never too late. So get people that know what they're doing, because as an actor, you don't know all this stuff, obviously, right? So it's like, am I supposed to do your job too and do mine? That's why you're making the 30%, aren't you? Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna wrap this story up. That's pretty much what happened with my old agent. She was just not being very moral. She was finding loopholes and getting away with things, and that's not, it's her fault because she wanted to go that route, but it's also my fault for not doing more research and not demanding more when I got the contract. I also didn't know, but I had never gotten a contract from an agent in California before. That was my first contract, but I still should have known better. I should have done more research. I should have brought it to other people, but I didn't. So again, you live and you learn. So I just wanted to make this video to tell you guys that are getting agents, or if you have an agent, to look out for these types of things. Okay, your agent, if you're a union, they should only be making 10%. Okay, if you are non-union, that's pretty much open for discussion. 15, 20, whatever you agree with, that's on you guys. But usually standards is under 20% for non-union, and 10% for union. So if your agent is charging you more than that, run. Okay, if your agent is charging you upfront fees, run. They should not be doing that. They only get paid when you get paid. If you don't get paid, they should not be getting paid. Okay, we already broke actors as it is. Why are we going to pay people more money when we're not even making any money? Make it make sense. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much it. If I'm missing anything in the story, or if you guys want me to go more into detail on certain things, let me know in the comments and I will go more into details. But I'm trying to make sure that this video doesn't go too long. But that's the story in a nutshell. I think I shared it on my Instagram a while back, but if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, go follow me. I talk a lot more on there. I share more about my life on there. And yeah, just run from people that are petty. Okay, there's a lot of petty people in this industry. And you know what's crazy? Like a month or two ago, she was like, hey, whenever you're ready to come back, we're here ready for you. We'd be glad to have you back. I'm like, I'm sure you would. I wouldn't want to go back. I don't want to work with people that are petty. There's enough bullshit in this industry. I go on a lot of auditions. And let me tell you, I won't say all this negative shit about her, because she was no negative. She did her job. She did a great fucking job at getting me auditions. I had a time where I was going on 8 to 10 auditions a week. And that is almost unheard of for actors. At least I think that's what I've heard from most actors. A lot of actors struggle getting a lot of auditions. And I had a lot. So I'm very, very grateful for that. She did her job there, but that's pretty much where it stopped. My understanding, she was not very good at negotiating, and she was petty, and she didn't follow SAG-AFTRA rules. She was not moral, and I don't like that, So anyways, with that being said, that is the end of this video, guys. Let's do some ASMR again. My voice is starting to hurt, so maybe this is just like a scapegoat. Is that how it's called? A scapegoat. So that I don't have to keep using my voice because it's starting to hurt. I've done a lot of talking today. Anyways, I hope this video has helped you guys. If you guys have any questions about anything acting, please let me know. I'm more than happy to give you guys tips or share my experiences. I've been in California for way too long now. I've come across a lot of people. I've learned a good amount of stuff along the way, and I can help some of you guys. Just because I don't want to continue acting at the moment doesn't mean I've completely shut down that part of my life. So if you guys have any questions, if you guys want any tips, if you want me to share any more stories about anything related to acting or anything else, let me know in the comments. And go check out my other videos. Follow me on social media, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I mean, this is YouTube, TikTok, all that other stuff. And I will see you guys on the next video. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay.